One last video. This one addresses the question of the conceptual dimension of working through a process of developing ideas. Many of you have really focused on just responding to works, making works that come out of other works, and using new materials, using new techniques, different kinds of mark making, and that is excellent. And there's been really amazing progress made by many of you in that dimension of process. I just wanted to bring up that equally important is the thinking that you do in response to these developments that are aesthetic or stylistic, um, and and like how you think about the choices that you're making and how they affect the direction that the work goes. Because simultaneously to doing stylistic or formal investigations, you're developing a work of art that has also ideas in it. Um, and I think I've made this point before, but I will make it again, which is reading your own work um, as you make it is an incredible tool for bringing that about. So you make a drawing and then you stop and look at it and try and put aside the part of you that has a preconceived or established understanding of what was intended to be communicated by it, because you of course were the person that made it. So you've got to kind of try to be an uninformed audience of your own work and say, what is it actually doing? Sometimes it's doing what you wanted it to do. Sometimes it's doing something different, which is interesting to you and you didn't expect. Sometimes it's doing something different that is kind of not the direction you want to go in. And then, based on these readings, you can tweak what you do the next time around, the next series of studies, the next study, the next work, to tune the work in the direction that you actually want to go. Of course, this is a process of juggling, and it goes back and forth. Sometimes there's more of a place for directing things, and sometimes there's less of a place, or you find that the unexpected is really bringing you in a direction that you want to go. It's just being open to what's going on, and like, for all that I talk a lot about not over determining the end point, if you have the desire to make a work about a particular topic, whatever it might be, then you get to do that. It's just sometimes the way that you end up talking about that may be different than you thought it was if you pursue a process that's open in the way that we've been talking about. So the bottom line is read your own work and think about all the meanings that are being suggested. I mean, this is to read your own work is to think about the meanings that are being suggested by the choices that you've been making. And that covers everything. And this goes back to the original conversation we had about looking at elements of drawing, right? Because you have mark, value, composition, content, surface, materials, other things. I mean, that's not even covering everything that all carry meaning. So, and I have to acknowledge that I'm sort of emphasizing in this regard works that are drawings, or working towards drawings, or working towards paintings that are two-dimensional works. I mean, it's the same as kind of true. It gets a little bit more complicated if you're doing drawings towards a video work and trying to understand how those relationships work. But there isn't really anybody doing that, so I won't get too into it. So that's it. Thanks.